So there we go, another 200-point task ticked off, 99 defense, which generally only took about 3 Slayer tasks. The XP I've got from Abyssal Demons, Errors, very good. So we've ticked off another 99, which is nice. We'll go back to doing Necromancy now as well. 121 Errors, and then I'm hoping I can get something like Abyssal Demons again, just to focus on attack and strength. I think it'd be really nice to get those ticked off as well. But yeah, now 2687 total level. Definitely racking up very quick. And the Slayer is just XP after XP, really. The Charm's stacking up as well. So what I'll probably do for today is just continue slaying. Also got to do a little bit of questing as well. So we'll get to that at some point during the day. I'll come back when it's time for the next task. Let you know what the next task is, because if it's something I don't really want to do, we'll go and do some other stuff. These yew wood spirits are really racking up, so a very big woodcutting stint is in the future because we need to get those logs ready for Fort 3 and 3 construction. I'm hoping we only have to do the workshop a couple of times to actually get to 99, but yeah, we shall see. So will today be the day for which we can finally get to that female dragon? Very wild rewards we are going to get? No, a easy clue class kit, which... yeah, nothing great there. We also get the standard combat lamp, which we're going to start throwing into mage. Actually, no, I'm going to put it into necromancy because it's a higher level and it's kind of what we want. The higher necromancy we can get, the better DPS we can do. But that's 1.1 mil necromancy for that. And then just the standard Boulder rewards, which is okay. It's energy. It's stuff you're going to need anyway. But another of the big tasks and very wild rewards, dry of a female dragon. It's getting a bit brutal now, so hopefully we can go and get one over the next day or two. I've just finished a dark beast task as well, which was pretty decent. Now it's time to go and grab another one. If we go to Mothran, let's see what he's going to give to us. And in terms of stuff we got 106 Slayer, and I was using melee for that one as well, so 85 attack and strength, which then means I can do something like the Dragon Rider Lance if we can get lucky at Vindicta. I've used an aggression potion, which means I need to go and bank stand or at least just kill all of these elves just really quickly. So I'll get that and record a little bit later on, but I'm going to finish for today and do a little bit of AFKing. So plans for tonight, I need to go and woodcut about 200 of the Croesus timber from the Croesus front, just to feed to my mushrooms and play around farm, just to make sure that I can get them to the adolescent stage and then sell them for some beans. So 10 signs of portal will be more than enough. And the actual XP you can get from the Croesus front as well is pretty insane. Like in terms of the woodcutting, I was getting 8.8k per mushroom I cut. So especially for this like sort of 200 I want to get for player and farms, I'm going to get something like 1.5 mil woodcutting XP, which is crazy how quick it is. Yes, it's a little bit slow, it's a little bit tedious, but really nice. So that is on the list today. Maybe we'll cut some yews as well. Also maybe a little bit of herb lore. Definitely won't be doing Kurosawa because our dungeoneering level is a bit too low, but I might go Runespan and just see how that goes in terms of the XP. I'm trying to avoid doing Extinction. I keep talking about it. I don't want to do the quests, but time runes and also skipping time is quite essential to both completing archaeology and also things like player and farms and some other stuff as well. It's very useful. So I'll see how I feel, but now is the time to go and AFK a little bit, and woodcutting will be today's task, as well as some other bits. We'll sort of update tomorrow, but 88 prayer from things like using Infernal Ashes, very nice. 106 on the Slayer, 107 Necromancy, ending today 2696 total level. Pretty confident when we start tomorrow we'll be in the 2700s as well. So in terms of maxing, we are definitely getting there. I think like there's some skills that I've got there as well, which are going to be very quick to level up. Crafting a Gates Validinus with 16 times timer is going to be mad. Divination, I can do in Dungeoneering. That will also get the multiplier as well. That will be incredibly quick. And yeah, it's just more just getting it hammered out now. But 99 smithing today is very nice. 99 defense as well, ticked off. Fishing, we'll probably get over the next day or two. Just depends how much editing I got to do. But we are definitely getting there. So it may have took me 2 weeks to do it, but we are now going to finish the Spirit of a War quest. It's going to unlock a few things. It's going to unlock Hermod to be able to upgrade the Death Dealer outfit. But also, it's going to give me a chance now to actually go and upgrade my weapons up to the tier 90. We've been soldiering out with tier 60 for so long, but now we can finally go and upgrade with Keely's tasks. The nice thing as well, by actually delaying this, they have fixed, hopefully, they've fixed the drop rate with Hermod. Because Hermod's drop rate was so low, it wasn't really affected, and it had a few issues with like getting it down with the multiplier and stuff, but hopefully we are now all sorted. And not only that, we're going to celebrate the quest with a level. So that's going to be 111 Necromancy. We've just been AFKing so much that it just keeps ticking over. So yeah, really, really nice. We are 143 combat as well, so not too far off the max combat. Razel can go away. So what we're going to go do now is actually go and run through the next tasks for Keely, and then once we're sort of 80 or tier 90, make the bars, and then finally complete our necromancy stuff. We can then go and augment it. Once we've augmented it, get some nice perks on it, and then we'll start working on the armors. Yes, you can get away with like Elder Rune and stuff, but I think it's nice to have the ability to have Death Dealer as well, especially for things like Slayer, but we'll see anyway. So we're going to go and do Keely's tasks. We'll come back. Level 17, 80 aren't much, so won't show you guys. But yeah, we've done Ghost Ahoy today, so that's another one ticked off. We've used the exo file as well, which means we've got the points for that. We've got the points from Hermod, and then now really the only quest I need to do is the dig site, just so we can get to next. So there is my 5th giant mole done, and we did the 5 Catfight Queens as well. Very easy to do the Catfight Queen. The mole is just long, isn't it? So we got that done. Now to go back to Keely, we can now upgrade to tier 70 on our weapons, which is going to be nice. The accuracy really does make the kind of necromancy I do where I'm wearing like Elder Rune and stuff a bit of a cheat code, but I can tell at times that the damage just isn't enough because of the weapon. So if we were to get to like tier 90, we can do some serious damage with necromancy. So there we go to the tier 70, which I think is a task as well. So we're going to get some points really quick. And that is all. Right, we should have, there we go. That should be something there. We're going to get the tier 80 task. We'll always go for tier 80 power. So for tier 80 power, we need to go and do 5 Zarite fragments from Nex. Yeah, pretty standard. And then 5 torture souls for the Queen Black Dragon. We do have super anti-fire, so that really shouldn't be an issue. I'm really surprised that the Queen Black Dragon's tied in with Nex. But to do that, we do need to actually go and do the dig site, because you can only get to Nex after you've done the dig site. So that will be something on the list, but in the meantime, I have the ensouled bars ready. We can now move up to tier 70, which is going to be such a nice jump. Like, we can easily like do some stuff. So before we actually upgrade, this is really sad, I need to go and do some bone runes. So luckily for me, I have some decent pouches, and actually I might be able to do this on one trip, because we do have decent multiplier. Do I have any of the impure essence? Yes, we do. There will need to be a decent stint of necromancy rune crafting as well. Didn't realise that from the Gobies you can actually buy the Super Necromancy potion. So because the Extreme potion is simply just Grand Miasma runes, as long as I go and do like a decent stint of like Grand Miasma runes, then we should be pretty good. So we shall see. And let's just go and get some bone runes, and then we can upgrade to tier 70. Finish the clip, and then tonight it is on my list to go and stock up a bit more on the Impure Essence. Because I think if we're going to go for 100 rune crafting, we may as well do the Impure Essence then. Just so I don't have to like do it after like 100 rune crafting. We're going to do time runes. We'll do time runes, then we won't do rune crafting again. Rune crafting will be done. There we go. Tier 70 weapons completed. So we'll work on some of the admin stuff to the side to go and get that sorted again. I need to do the dig site before like we can actually jump up to tier 80. So we'll work on that tonight. 80 points for that task though. That is pretty decent. That's going to make necromancy a lot more enjoyable in terms of the damage I'm going to do. So what I'm going to go and do now, I've actually got an Abyssal Demon task, so I'm just going to go and do a bit more of my melee stats. Why I basically just go in AFK. Like, the Slayer now, I literally just sip an aggression potion and I just go in AFK away. It is just so nice. But we'll go and do that now. I do need to work on so many like gear upgrades. I need like a God book, or a Wen book, or a Jazz book. I also need things like the Kiln Cape. The Kiln Cape is going to have to be pretty big. And yeah, I think when we're ready to go again, like on task and stuff, I'm going to do a big sort of like, I think some point soon, I need to sort of like lay out a list of what I need to go and get next, because I am like missing quite a lot of upgrades. I think we're so close to things like, it's weird, we're so close to things like overloads, but yeah, I don't have a Fire Cape or a Kiln Cape or a Zut Cape, which again will be dramatically improving what we're looking to do, especially like to have the Zut Cape and to be able to use things like Death Schools more often will just dramatically improve the use of necromancy in terms of bossing and all the other stuff as well. So yeah, I'm going to do this Abyssal Demon task. I will come back a little bit later on once we've sort of sorted some stuff out with the plans of what we're doing going forward. And then tonight, in terms of AFKing, what my plans are going to be is pretty much get 100 rune crafting. We're only 80k out of 98, which is incredible. Like, I'm so happy with how much that's progressed. I need to go and do U planks into refined planks and then move that further on, because we need to get things out the way to go and then spam the butterflies for agility. We're going to do that instead of runecrafting. Runecrafting was so much quicker than what I thought it'd be. Again, I was hunting rune spheres, and I was also hunting the wizards as well, which really bumped up the XP. So yeah, let's go and AFK this Absol Demon task. The XP I actually get from the Infernal Urns is quite crazy. Like, I'm 90 prayer already. I have not done any of these Seren zones. Like, I've not done any of the Seren prayer method, and I'm 61k from 91. With it being such a big task, we might scrape most of 92 as well. So soul split pretty much from using these urns during Slayer, the Bone Crusher as well. It's nice. So yeah, gonna leave you there. We'll come back a little bit later on. Again, 95 attack strength. That's what we're going to be training. 90 prayer. We might even get a Slayer level. Who knows? But we'll come back and report on what's going on and what we're going to do going forward. So we are going to round the video up there. Pretty big episode in terms of progress. We are still pushing towards the high skill levels. Pushing towards that max cape, which I generally think max cape and the rune trophy is where we're going to finish. But the real big unlock here is the fact we can now push for the higher tiers of necromancy weapons. Ryziel can now be on the cards as well, even though the kind of quest unlocks it anyway. So Hermod, Ryziel are now options for us to go and train, and we are still pushing with our levels, and hopefully in the next level we're going to achieve time runes, which then opens the big world of content of the Dream of Isla, and the fact that could push 5 skills to 99 very, very quickly, and because we've got fishing already sort of tagged up. But yeah, in terms of the next episode, some big content coming on the way. We are still pushing with these leagues episodes. I'm going to sort of wind down to about 3 a week. And because the progress is slowed down significantly, hopefully it keeps us a bit more up to date. And then when we hit that max cape or dragon, we'll pretty much finish the series up there with maybe 1 or 2 more follow-up episodes there. But if there's anything missing from leagues you want me to do before I finish and move back to the normal game, make sure to drop them in the comments below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.